Hi and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I thought it would just be very fun and easy and quick for me to just do a top 10 list, and today I've decided I want to do my top 10 book boyfriends. So this is my top 10 book boyfriends as of right now. This list constantly changes. There's different boys getting added to this list, some taken off. But I just wanted to do a quick little list because I thought it'd be fun. And yeah. So these are not in any particular order because I cannot put my boys in any particular order. These are just my top 10 in general at the moment. Okay, starting off strong, we have Beau from Hopeless, which is book 5 in the Chestnut Springs series. Now, I know everyone loves the other books in this series more than they love this book, but there was just something about this book for me that made me fall in love with it instantly. I love Beau and Bailey with my entire heart, and there's just something about Beau Eaton. I don't know what it is. I think it's the traumatized army man vibe for me. He's so sexy and he's so broody, and I love him, and I just love the way he treats Bailey and how he acts with her, and he's just top-notch boyfriend material. And I'm just, a little obsessed with him, so he is number 1 on this list. Well, he's not number 1, he's the start of this list. Because there is no number 1, because I cannot pick an ultimate book boyfriend. I can't do it. Because I was only doing 10, I had to limit myself to 1 book per series, which hurt me, because with the next series, I love all the boys with my entire being, but I just could only pick 1, and the next boy on this list is Johnny Kavanagh from Binding and Keeping 13. I love the Boys of Tommen series with my entire heart and soul. I have not been able to stop thinking about this series since I read it. I read the first 2 books last year. I devoured them. They are so good, and I just love the series. And I read Taming 7 in January, and I cannot wait for May 27th, which is when the next book in the series, Releasing 10, comes out, and I am just so excited because I'm obsessed with this series. It's everything to me. But that's not the point of this video. Johnny Kavanagh. Now, I love Joey Lynch, and I love Jared Gibson. Those boys are just mwah, top notch. But for me, since reading Keeping, it's been Johnny. Johnny is my man. I am obsessed with him. I love him. I love his relationship with Shannon. There's just something about Johnny Kavanagh. He just kept my heart from book 1, and I do understand why people are Joey girls, and I understand why people are Gibbsy girls. I just personally am a Johnny girl, first and foremost, and I'm a Joey and Gibbsy girl in my heart, but they cannot be mentioned on this list. It was really hard trying to stick to just 1 book from each series because I really wanted to put all of my Boys of Tommen boys on this list, but I couldn't. But yes, that is the second boy on this list, Johnny Kavanagh, the absolute king that you are. Okay, so when I was picking a boy from this series, I've always said there's been a specific man who was my ultimate book boyfriend from this series. But upon reflection, I was wrong. I can admit when I am wrong. And every time I think about this series, this is the man that I think about the most. And that just makes me realise that he is my book boyfriend from this series. And that is Dean De Laurentiis from the Off-Campus series. Now, okay, I always used to say I was a John Logan girl, and I do still love him. I love all the boys in the Off-Campus universe. But I have since realised that I am a Dean girl. And I have to eat my words with this because when I first started reading this book, I didn't like Dean. I didn't. But after reading his book, I can admit I was very, very wrong. I am mad at myself for not liking my dear boy, because he is a king. And I just... Dean De Laurentiis, the man that you are. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I love him. The only thing that kind of icks me is that he's a blonde, but I look past that. Look, I have a thing against blonde men. I don't know what it is. I just don't like men being blonde. It isn't what appeals to me, okay? When I picture him, I don't picture him with blonde hair, and I will live with that. But yes, he is number 3 on this list. Well, you know what I mean. He's the third book boyfriend on this list. Now, when I read this book in this series, I did not expect it to be my favourite in the series. Because I thought the first one was going to stay my favourite. I was very much wrong. And that is why he is my book boyfriend from this series. And that is Henry Turner from Daydream. Now, a lot of people didn't really like this book as much as they liked Icebreaker and Wildfire. I actually preferred this. This was my favourite in the entire trilogy. Don't get me wrong, I love Icebreaker, I love Wildfire, and I do love Daydream as well. But this Daydream is number 1 for me. And Henry Turner, this man, there's just something about him. Like, I relate to him in a lot of his thought processes and how he, like, processes all different things. And I also just love the way he treats Hallie and how he's so sweet and kind, and just like the way he says stuff. There's a specific line, which I can't repeat out loud for YouTube, that's in this book that I just... Look, if you've read this book, I'm talking about the body paint canvas scene, if you know what I mean. But yeah, no, Henry Turner, book boyfriend from this series. I love him. He is a king, and I'm just obsessed. Now, this is another series that I didn't think a guy could, you know, take over, but it happened. When I first read this series, I was in love with another guy. Now, like, with off campus, upon further reflection, there is a better man for me, and that is Daddy Kai. Daddy Kai Rhodes, this man. I, as you all know, am a sucker for the single parent trope, and Kai is just the perfect single dad. His relationship with Miller, how he takes care of his son. He is the perfect man. Ryan Shea, just you know, is just a little bit behind. But just Kai Rhodes. There's just something about this man. Kai Rhodes is just a king, and everyone should love him. And I understand why people love Ryan Shea. I do too. I'm just saying that Kai takes my number 1 spot in the Windy City series. Who knows, it could change. There's another book coming out in May. But, you know, I don't think it's going to change because, you know, Kai. Okay, we are halfway through this list. And the next one. No one should be surprised that this man is on my list. Because if you know me and you know my love for this series, you know he's the only man for me in this series. And that is Xaden goddamn Ryerson. Just... the throne scene. If you know, you know. I am sadly not finished reading Onyx Storm yet. It is on my April TBR. It will get read. Okay? There's just something about this man. Xaden Ryerson is just perfect. He's iconic. He's a king. I love him with my entire being. And, I can't say the sentence that came into my brain then, but you know, the things I would let this man do. Like, he could punch me in the face and I'd thank him for it. Moving on. Okay, the next man on this list should shock nobody because this book was one of my #1 books of last year, and that is Beau Durand from Out on a Limb. Husband material right here. This man, husband material. He's not just book boyfriend material, he's book husband material. And if I was straight, he is the man I would marry, okay? Now, that's a lie because I would not be able to choose between all my boys, but you know what I mean. I don't need to say any other words. Book husband. Now, the next 2 books are by the same author, but they're from different series, so I was able to, you know, do both books. First up, my man Cassian. Is anyone shocked? I have been obsessed with him ever since he first came into this series. Cassian is my man. He is my king. I love him in his book. He can do no wrong in my eyes. And if SJM kills him off, I will never need to read another one of her books. Simple as. Moving on. Now, from same author, different series, we have Rowan Whitethorn. Are we shocked? No, no one should be shocked at all. If I could do book girlfriends, it would be Aileen Galifianakis. But, and I might do a book girlfriends list because I do have a lot of book girlfriends. But book boyfriend wise, just can I be his? Yeah, no, I think I'd get murdered. But yes, this man, Rowan Whitethorn, you are a king, you are a god, and I love you. Now, this last one. Now, the rest of the books on this list were all books that were popular Book Talk books. This last one is one that I've only heard be mentioned on Book Talk like once or twice. And not many people know this series, apart from Geordie. Geordie, my queen, you know why we both love this man. And I just picked a random book from the series because I was not going through the entire pile because it's a 15-book series. But we have Shane Collins from the Morganville Vampire series. This man was my original book boyfriend and he will forever stay my book boyfriend. I love the Morganville Vampire series with my entire being. This is one of the first ever series that really got me into reading. I love the characters, I love the world, I love everything about it. And I just want to read these books over and over again. And now I love Michael as well. But there's just something about Shane that made him irresistible. And he will forever be on my book boyfriend list because he is the first book boyfriend to ever grace my presence. But he is the last boy on this list. And with that done, that is the last of my top 10 book boyfriends. Are these in order? No. Did I pick a #1? No, because I refused to. All I'm going to say is I love all of these men equally, and if I was straight, these are who I would go for. I am definitely probably going to do a top 10 book girlfriends list very, very soon, just because I can. But yeah, that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you know when I upload. I upload every Friday at 6 p.m. and I upload every 2 weeks on a Tuesday at 5 p.m. I did take a little bit of a break on Tuesdays with my reading vlogs just because I have been very ill. As you all know, I got very ill after I came back from the Gracie and Sabrina concerts, but I'm finally starting to get better. The cough is still there a little bit, but it's slowly subsiding. But yeah, no, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you next time.